we're not obviously going through all the matchups, but kind of like how we're doing right here. And they were talking about the Bills and Dolphins, and I think the line's like at 3.5 or 4 for the Bills, and they thought that was actually giving the Bills too much credit there. Like they thought it was going to be like a little bit closer, which was surprising to me because I thought the Bills played good. Like I only saw the first half, but I thought Josh Allen, much as I rip on him, man, he was impressive. Dude.
Well, I was gonna say, man, that Bills team, man, they should have probably scored close to 50 points in that game.
And there was nothing about the Dolphins, like I said, that really impressed me or think, oh wow, because I think the Bills as a total offense,
total
is probably better than the Patriots. Yeah, and then the Bills defense is probably better than the Patriots too.
And I'll say this, man. As we're talking about Buffalo here, they had 3 touchdowns that 3 times they should have scored.
It was the Jets, though. It was the Jets.
Well, and I'll say this, though. I understand, like, the whole it's the Jets. And that's the same thing we said about the Giants as well, right? Keep the same energy, though. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying.
Giants
because the Jets
might have something there.
The Giants have a better defense than the Jets. Well, they about what, honestly? I think I'm leaning Jets. I'm probably leaning Jets over Giants defense.
I don't know.
We're talking just defense right now.
As a whole team, though, Giants are better for sure. I think Giants might surprise people. I thought what Jones did. I mean, Barkley is definitely gonna have his worst game this year.
Yeah.
Slayton took a step.
He surprised us all.
That's what I mean. I think they're going to be pretty decent. Maybe they'll be 7-9 or something like that. Maybe 8-8.
Ain't that what the Jets going to be?
No, they're going to be like 3-13 or something.
They weren't even 3-13 last year.
No, they're going to be bad this year, dude.
They didn't even go 3-13 last year, and they had worse players last year.
No.
Yes, they did.
They don't have Mosley anymore. I mean, they didn't have him last year.
He didn't have him last year.
Dude.
You ain't have Le'Veon for. Well, hold on. Le'Veon missed.
He only missed one game.
He missed one game last year, but they missed Darnold. That's what it was.
They missed
was
Darnold
gone
for
a
a couple games.
Their O-line didn't even have, at least they got Mekhi Becton now. They ain't even have him last year.
They don't have Anderson anymore. Dude, they're a bad team.
Bro, they're better this year than last year. I'm telling you, man.
What was their record last year? 7-9?
Yeah.
I'm taking the under on that. You saying they're going to be 8-8?
I'm saying they probably be right around 7-9 again.
7-9.
They're that's what they are right now. That's how I look at it, man.
I think they're gonna be bad. But no, what were we saying? It was we're talking about the Bills
though, man. Yeah. So when I looked at them, man, number one, Josh Allen. Obviously I did the film breakdown and we talked about his accuracy and how it was improving. He was sharp. There's one throw, and that's the throw that everybody talked about, the miss in the back of the end zone to John Brown, and that's him literally rolling to his left. It's an easy throw. Well, it's easy in theory, but because he doesn't focus on his mechanics, he misses the throw bad. But he had the exact same scenario, a tougher throw, actually rolling to the right earlier in the game where he has John Brown with 2 or 3 defenders around him, but he's rolling to his right. It's a lot easier of a throw when you're a right-handed quarterback. But for the majority of the game, his accuracy was beautiful. He was on point. Outside of that throw, the 2 fumbles were the biggest thing with him, man. He had 2 fumbles in the red zone where he's running the ball, already has a first down. Yeah, if you just hold on to the ball, and it wasn't like he got hit anything. It was literally just one hand on the ball, just relaxing, lazy moments and stuff like that. You clean that up, man. That's 14 points. If you want to add the touchdown to John Brown, that'd be 21 points. That's a totally different conversation. And this was when they were up 21-0 when this happened. So that's why I'm like, man, when you looked at that Bills offense, man, they just looked sharp. The biggest thing I would say with them is they probably have to improve their running game. Like, they didn't really commit to it in week 1, but they really didn't have to because of how good Josh Allen and those receivers look. John Brown looked good. Stephon Diggs looked good. Cole Beasley had a big catch. Actually, the big catch that he had to Cole Beasley, too, was like a 30-yard gain. If he just puts a little more air into the ball, it's probably a touchdown because he's catching it and continuing to run. So I think, honestly, that Bills team is going to continue to be good. I think I like them a lot in this matchup against the Dolphins, man. I think, man, just from a national standpoint, if you didn't watch it on that level, you just see the score, you see Josh Allen 2 turnovers, right? And you think, oh man, they came back. They in there playing the Jets good. It was never that type of situation. In fact, that game never even felt close. At least in the Steelers game, we talked about how in that third quarter when they had the 19-play drive, we were kind of like, it could swing the momentum.
Yeah, a fumble, a pick here or there.
That was never the case in that Bills Jets game, and you never felt that. Even when the Jets scored, and when they scored, it was, okay, missed tackle, which led to the touchdown. If that doesn't even happen, you never even feel like they are even in the same, stadium as those guys. So that's kind of how I thought about that whole thing, man. Why I think the Bills are still going to be good going into this game against the Dolphins.
I just checked. They're favored by 6, but they were saying on the thing that they should be favored by 3 or 4. Gotcha. So I kind of misspoke there, but that was the gist of it. They thought that they were giving the Bills too much credit with the line, which I feel gross about, like kind of complimenting the Bills after all of my after all my terrorizing takes over the past kind of like off season.
I like when you make your takes though, man. Yeah, you keep the streak alive, man.
But I gotta call it like I did. I mean, he played really good, man.
Yeah.
I thought Josh Allen played pretty solid, having over 300 yards like that. So I'm just gonna say kudos to them, and I definitely think I don't think 6 is a bad number for them being favored over the Dolphins like that.
Well, and I think too, man. I just think right now the Bills' defense is more complete and a better defense.
They got those injuries though. Are they gonna play? I haven't checked.
Well, yeah, they're still up in the air right now in terms of Tremaine and Matt Milano. They're not going to be long-term injuries, but it could be something where it's maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, but I got to follow. I haven't checked the injury report for today's practice and stuff like that. That'll tell us a lot more. But I just feel like their defense as a whole is a lot better than what the Dolphins saw week 1. Obviously, we talked about the opt-outs that the Patriots had. And you see, like I said, Fitzpatrick, he turns the ball over. He's hot when he's hot, but when he gets cold, he gets cold.
Yeah.
And I just think that Bills defense, man, between that front, the secondary, man, they have more than enough to really cause problems for that Dolphins offense.